What's up, Ram fans? Welcome back from the break and to, yes, some more Out of Pocket. We've been doing this for weeks and weeks now, so you already know the drill. Let's just jump right into our scorching hot take for the night. So this one is going to make the biggest baseball fan I know, aka Madeline, really mad, but I don't think it's out of line to say that baseball is clearly a dying sport, especially with how the stalemate between the owners and players is continuing to shake out. You two agree?
I'll take the lead on this one here. And as much as I absolutely love baseball, Rob Manfred is terrible. He is terrible for the sport. He obviously does not care. He doesn't care about the players. He doesn't care about the fans. Most of all, he doesn't care about the employees. Like, these poor employees. Baseball's been in a lockout for what, like 3 months now?
December.
Yes, It's absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, they could have been doing negotiations this whole time, and they started a couple weeks ago, and they made the deadline today. They made the deadline today, and they said if things don't happen today, they're gonna cancel regular season games. And nothing happened. So, is opening day March 31st?
No.
Nope.
No.
It's not. And literally, it's Rob Manfred and greedy owners like Dick Monfort, my least favorite owner in the MLB, literally the owner of the Rockies, but he is the worst. He sucks.
Horrible.
And he doesn't care about the fans or the employees or anything. And it's so sad for people like me who absolutely love baseball. I mean, this is literally what I look forward to the most every single year. As soon as it stops, I set a countdown on my phone, and all I wait for is baseball season to start again. And now it's not going to start on time, and it's so disappointing. What are you guys thinking?
I'm gonna intrude here before you start crying, because I know that this is sad for you, but for me, you look at it, at least it's baseball, right? No, I'm just kidding. Of course we have to talk about baseball. And for me, it's like being in Colorado, I haven't had the biggest connection with baseball as I've had the other sports, because the Rockies have been terrible since 2008.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
They've been either terrible or okay.
2018,
since 2008.
2018, they had to go to game 163 against the stupid Dodgers.
Since 2008.
And they almost won
since 2008.
the NL West.
And
almost won.
Because of that, I'm not a huge baseball fan, but for me, the thing that gets me is, you heard it that last Thursday, I believe it was, they had a meeting, and it lasted 10 minutes.
It was 15 minutes, actually.
15.
Give them a little bit of credit.
15-minute meeting after a lockout of your entire league, and you're going to talk for 15 minutes? There is an issue there that they need to address. Baseball is dying, and in 10 or less years, it could be totally not even a professional sport anymore if they don't do something about it.
I know personally, if I were to show up somewhere for 15 minutes, I would have just preferred an email.
That's bad, right?
I would have just, if you are going to waste money, time, just employees in general, because you don't care enough to continue the season and do what is right and talk to people about this, just send an email. It is already so disrespectful to all of the players, to all of the fans, to everybody who works hard to make this league a league. And they are just destroying it. Arguably, you could say this about most professional sports, but MLB has clearly made it is just about the money.
Another level.
It is just about the money. That's all there is to it. And for whatever reason, they just don't care. I mean, Madeline said most of it with more emotion than I would personally, but Madeline covered, I would say, a good amount of how we're feeling about the baseball being a dying sport.
Yeah, I think it's just, uber wealthy people who are greedy. But all right, that's enough talk about baseball. It's just, making me a little depressed. As you can see, I'm about to cry on air. So let's just move forward and on to our game picks for this week. As you can clearly see here, I kept the faith last week and picked the Rams to take down Wyoming. And as you heard throughout the show, that is exactly what they did. So yes, not only is Ella still in last place, but now I'm actually in the lead. Will Ella ever get out of the basement? No. Who knows? And hopefully, with how I picked tonight, I can keep up my winning streak and stay at the top. So with my dominance in mind, let's get into what the obvious pick for our first game this week. The Rams host Boise State Broncos for a rematch of their game back on Super Bowl Sunday. And I get it. It's hard to beat a team as good as BSU twice in 1 year. But still, do you guys think CSU could earn the season sweep on senior day? Because personally, I do. I think that CSU is playing really strong at home lately, and they also get a whole week off. I mean, Boise's playing Nevada, so it's not like a super great matchup, but I do think that in general, CSU has a little bit more dominance than Boise State, in my opinion. Because, I mean, Boise State played really well in the game that CSU played them last. I mean, they shot over 50% from three.
That was crazy.
And like CSU, I mean, I thought that CSU played well, but not their best, and so I definitely think that CSU will be able to take it.
Honestly, if Wyoming were to have beat CSU in that game, I would have confidently taken Boise State for this one. But because CSU came out so strong, and honestly, it was closer in the end, but I would say they finished that game strong, I had to take CSU for this one, not just because Madeline did and I am upset that I am losing, but because I am tired of getting burned by taking the team that CSU is facing and then CSU coming out with it. So I am going to have faith in my school and take CSU for this one.
I think we're all on the same page here. I'm also going to be taking CSU. And although Boise is a phenomenal team, it's, for me, like Madeline talked about, CSU has a break. And we see how good that they do when they do not have to play in those back-to-back-to-back games, traveling all over the country. Those 2 losses to UNLV, don't forget, they came after 3 or 4 games, not in a row, but in very quick succession for CSU. CSU plays way better when they aren't tired, and I think it's obvious that winning this game for CSU would give them so much motivation going into the Mountain West tournament, and I think this is a phenomenal game. And even if you don't care about CSU or Boise, you should be watching this game. And now let's move on to our second matchup of tonight's show, which is a Mountain West battle going on right now where the SDSU Aztecs are taking on the Wyoming Cowboys up in Laramie. This one is a huge one when it comes to NCAA tournament projections. So before we take a look at how things are going so far, who do you guys think will come out on top in this one?
I'm going to keep this quick and pretty much just say it how it is, but I definitely have Wyoming on top for this one. Wyoming is undefeated at home right now. SDSU SDSU just had a win, but it was against San Jose State. I mean, they might as well have played a D3 school. San Jose State is terrible. They're not coming off a ton of momentum, and I just think that SDSU is not very strong on the road.
No, I agree. That's exactly what I was going to say. Not only is Wyoming strong at home, we saw that when we went there personally, but SDSU proves to be so weak on the road time and time again. They proved that in Moby. And so for that reason, I have to take Wyoming. Not that I want Wyoming to win in any way whatsoever,
I don't want either
but I have to take them for this one.
Listen, for me, I'm going to the opposite. I'm taking San Diego State, and this is why. San Diego State has everything to play for. They're one of those bubble teams that could potentially see their way out of the big dance of March Madness. Yeah. They're fighting for every tooth and nail right now. Wyoming's a shoo-in. Wyoming's going to be in March Madness no matter what. Also, San Diego State have won 6 of their last 7, with their only loss coming to a 1-point L in Boise.
But keep in mind that loss.
Unfortunately, guys, that is all we have time for. I am so sorry to cut you off, but be sure to tune in tomorrow for your regularly scheduled Tuesday night sports show. Thanks, and hopefully we have some good news from the hardwood to report for you all come next week. We'll see you soon.